In the news,
The federal government says it will enforce the principle of reciprocity in granting permission to airlines to resume operations into the country as it opens its airspace. According to the government, what it means is that only airlines from countries that allow flights from Nigeria will be allowed to fly into and out of Nigeria. It specifically stated that airlines from the European Union would not be allowed into Nigeria as EU had recently banned flights and visitors from Nigeria. On July the 2nd, 2020, the Council of the European Union had opened its borders to 15 countries, excluding Nigeria. Speaking at a briefing of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, said Nigeria's position was informed by the ban placed by some countries on flights from Nigeria. The minister, who was represented by the Director General, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Captain Musa Nuhu, said the decision was taken in the interest of Nigerians. He stated that for now, only a few flights per day would be permitted, adding that they would operate as test runs of the protocols put in place to ensure the safe return to international operations.
The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Uche Secondus, has said an alleged leaked video of a meeting by former chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Adams Oshiomhole, and the Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, as a villa as a threat to democracy in Nigeria. Uche Secondus disclosed this in a press conference held in Abuja. The PDP national chairman laid emphasis that the plot to clamp down opposition party ahead of the Edo governorship election is a reminder of tyranny in the country.
Democracy. It is very unfortunate that a country in a democratic rule that the former chairman of APC and the current chief of staff of President Buhari, Professor Gambari, are involved in a plot to undermine and truncate democracy in our country.
He called on the international community and the media not to allow this truncate a peaceful democracy in the country and advised President Muhammadu Buhari to call the Chief of Staff and all other security agencies to order.
Just a resuscitation of a bill that is meant to make.
Nearly 3 years after Nigerians across all the geopolitical zones raised serious questions about the contentious National Water Bill, the issue has come up again. According to these human rights activists, when Nigerians saw that our lawmakers would hearken to the voices of Nigerians for a serious review of the bill, it was steadily progressing towards passage in the National Assembly. These concerned citizens from Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, an amalgamated union of public corporations, civil service, technical and recreational services employees, amongst others, outlined the anti-people and pro-privatization sections of the bill, which made them to conclude that the bill is not intended to serve the interests of the generality of Nigerians.
So we're very curious that somehow that bill again find its way to the National Assembly, and the National Assembly passed it for first reading. Now, what are the issues that we are in contention with? Number one, right from the objective, the bill tends to be very clear about its intention, which is to promote PPP. And PPP is the another name for privatization in the water sector. We know that PPP don't promote access. We know that PPP does not in any way improve on water quality. We know that PPP leads to SAC, and that people who cannot pay, the poor cannot pay for water, gets cut off. PPPs don't respect the human rights to water, for which we have a UN resolution on that. And so we were very clear that the Nigerian government needs a water sector reform that promotes the rights and access to water.
They said if this bill is allowed to scale through with its current intent and imperfections, would result in dispossessing Nigerian citizens of their inherited and cultural rights to water. This by no means is a humane venture.
You want to sink your own borehole because of their inefficiency to provide clean and potable water for us, and you feel, let me sink my borehole and get water for myself and my family. They said you have to obtain a license to get that. And even if your neighbor will get water from your house for its usage, they feel he has to get a license. And even if you are going to do a drainage in front of your house to channel the rainwater, you have to get a license. Even if you are going to collect the rainwater, you have to get a license. So look at this in its entirety. It's anti-people.
These concerned Nigerians say close to 50 million Nigerians still rely exclusively on surface water sources to meet their domestic needs. It is therefore the primary responsibility of government to provide water and ensure effective distribution rather than abrogate such responsibilities while further creating obstacles for average private water users through the guise of stringent regulations.
And that's the news.